Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm a product manager in the Checkpoint R&D, and today I want to talk to you about account takeover in SaaS applications. Account takeover is today the prevalent way for hackers to get into your SaaS applications, steal your data, and eventually your money. I want to show you how CloudGuard SaaS can protect against those attacks. So let's take a look. I managed to steal John Doe's credentials. John Doe is the CFO of a company called Water Corp. I sent him a phishing email on his personal Gmail account, or maybe I just have a malware that's sitting on John's phone, and this way I managed to steal his password. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to log into his Office 365 mailbox and see what happens there. So you can see that I'm redirected to Microsoft IDFS. Here it's the identity provider that's configured behind Microsoft Office 365. Checkpoint is integrated with this identity provider. You could use Okta, you could use Ping ID, Centrify, Azure ID, and many others. Here again, it's IDFS. So let's enter my password in here. Here we go. So you see that Checkpoint prevented this sign-in attempt from going through. We're going to, in a minute, go back to the portal of CloudGuard SaaS and take a look at it and why was I prevented from login. But right now what I want to show you is John's phone. So on this phone, you can see the ID Guard agent that we have installed and enrolled. Again, this is John's phone. He's carrying it with him. And suddenly, when I tried to log in, a security event was detected on his phone. And you see, we let John know that the sign-in attempt to his Office 365 account was prevented, and we let John get back to us and tell us if it was him or if it wasn't him. In this case, it was not John. Again, it was me as the hacker. So I'm going to click no, it wasn't me, and the notification goes away. Let's take a quick look at this agent that's sitting on John's phone. On the ID Guard agent, John can review all the recent activities on his SaaS accounts. He can see the logins, successful and failed, the device that it's coming from, the IP address. He can see the devices that he has that also have an agent on them, and he can go in here and just add a device. So it's a very simple and straightforward agent, and John is empowered by this agent. He can get some visibility into what's going on his corporate application account and right away be informed if his password has been compromised. So now let's look into the Checkpoint CloudGuard SaaS portal and review the event that was just generated following my attempt to sign in. So I'm going to go into the identity protection module of CloudGuard SaaS. And we're going to want to look at the events here. Here we go. This event on the top, this is my login attempt. You can see a prevented sign-in attempt. And with this IP address, I'm using a Windows 10 computer that is unregistered, which means that it doesn't have an ID Guard agent installed on it. And I was rejected due to the rule called main prevention. So let's dive into main prevention. What does it say? I'm going to go under policy in here. And here is the rule main prevention. So you can see that this rule applies to all my organizations. So again, I could change that rule. It could be applied only outside of the corporate network or when the request is coming from a mobile device, but here it's for everyone and everything. The applications that are impacted by this rule are Box and Office 365. And there is a prevention action going on here. So let's take a look at what it says. As you can see in here, the devices with an ID Guard agent are allowed to sign in without any additional user involvement. So let's take my mobile phone here, again, John's phone, and try to log into my Office 365 account from here. I enter my password. And as you can see, I'm allowed into Microsoft Office 365 without having to enter a passcode, without having to approve a notification, and basically seamlessly. So for the user having this agent on his phone, there is absolutely no friction whatsoever in the login experience. Now, let's do something a bit more advanced. let's say that John has indeed a malware sitting on his phone. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the Play Store, and I'm just going to download the malware on my phone. And let's see if now I'm still able to log in. So I'm going to quickly install that malware. So the application is recognized as a malware by SendBlast Mobile. I enter my password. And you see that now that I have a malware sitting on my phone, my login request is denied. So what we can do with this agent is not only ensure that the couple, user and device, is an authorized couple for this SaaS access, but we can also make sure that the device that's accessing the SaaS application is also safe. There is no malware going on. The device is not rooted if that's a problem for you. It can be also a man-in-the-middle attack happening on the network that the user is using at the moment. We can ensure that your SaaS access is protected from the endpoint to the SaaS. So now let's say that you have employees that are traveling a lot. And for those employees, it's not going to be realistic to only let them use devices that have an ID guard agent installed on them. So you are still going to want to allow them to log in from a public computer sitting in a coffee shop or something like that. So for those cases, what we can do is we can send a one-time passcode to the employee every time the employee tries to log in from those devices that do not have an agent on them. So we're going to change the rule to allow devices without an agent to sign in. And this option here that we selected is to send the one-time passcode through push notification. So this is today the recommendation, security-wise, to use push and not SMS to send one-time passcode. We also provide the SMS option if you do not want to deploy any agents in your company. But if every employee can carry just one device with an agent, we're able to send the one-time passcode through push notification. So let's save this rule. And now let's try again to log in from this computer that I just was blocked from, that does not have an agent on it. So you see now the browser remembered my password, doesn't really matter, but now I'm requested to enter a one-time passcode. So let's take a look at John's phone once again. And you can see here that I received a one-time passcode. So I'm going to copy that code, and I will be allowed to log in from that computer that, once again, does not have an ID guard agent installed on it. And I'm in. So just to summarize what we saw today, we saw that CloudGuard SaaS was able to protect you and your users against account takeover by making sure that even when a user's password has been compromised, the access to the SaaS application, and that can be any SaaS application, is protected, and the hacker will not be able to get in. We also saw that we can deploy agents on the end user devices to, one, identify those users and their devices with a very high level of confidence, and second, to ensure that the device that the SaaS is accessed from is safe of any malware or any attack or any kind of compliance issue you would have with that device. And finally, we saw that we could still allow access to SaaS applications using one-time passcode that can be sent either by SMS or by push notification.